Welcome to the Dr. Wayne Dyer Radio Podcast. Discover the wisdom and remarkable insights of Dr. Dyer, world-renowned spiritual teacher and foremost authority on how the power of your mind creates your world.
I like to back up and just remind people, that basically when you say I'm fine, even if there's all kinds of things that are not fine, that you would rather were different, but by saying I'm fine, you place that into your imagination, and then, everything that's in there is going to have to manifest. So being fine is, even if you're feeling sick or things aren't working out exactly the way you want them, to be able to state I am as if it already were an accomplished fact is a very, very important way to do. A lot of times you'll say, how are you? And someone will say, not too bad.
Yeah.
I always think, so you're bad, but not too bad. And if you're thinking that things are bad, but not too bad, then the universe is going to respond back with, well, here's some more bad stuff that aligns with what it is that you're asking for. Because our thoughts are just our way of asking to the universe, to align with whatever thoughts we have. So not too bad is not a good one. It's such a simple concept that whatever it is that you want to manifest, it already has, there's no place that this source is not. So the source, everything that shows up into this physical world originates in the world of the formless. Even the seeds that produce our flowers and so on, everything originates from, as Jesus put it, he said, it's the spirit that gives life. The flesh counts for nothing. So, and I was thinking about this even before you asked that part about manifesting, about this, when we were talking about affirmation, saying I am fine. Saying I am fine means that you will connect with the universal subconscious mind, which is what we think of as, what I think of as God, and it will respond with experiences that match up to what it is that you're putting out there, which is fine messages. Things are going to be fine. But when you have an inner kind of awareness that this isn't going to happen, or I don't have the capacity to do it, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not evolved enough, or I'm not enlightened enough, but you're as enlightened as anybody who's ever lived on this planet, because you came from the same source that everybody came from, and you will return to the same source from which all things came. In fact, there's no returning. You're already there. And it's this awareness that God is something that is within you. It is the highest place within you. And when you keep reminding yourself of that, then what the Course says is that infinite patience produces immediate results. Basically, all we want to have, I used to give this example all the time in my talks. I've got two wands in my hand, wand A and wand B. And with wand A, this is like, this is Aladdin, with his lamp. You get, anything that you want physically, you can have with this wand. So you want a new Rolex, you want a new BMW, you want a new home, you want a new husband, you want a new whatever it is. You just got this beautiful wand and you just rub it out there, and whatever it is that you want to have physically just manifest. Okay, now we throw away wand, we take a look now at wand B. Wand B is another wand, but this wand is one that no matter where you wave it, you'll always have inner peace. No matter what comes your way, no matter how tough it is, no matter what happens to you, no matter the circumstances, no matter what illness shows up, you're going to always have inner peace. This is your inner peace wand. And I say to people, which wand would you take? Seriously, which wand would you take? Would you take a wand that's going to bring you all the things that you want, or a wand that's going to guarantee for the rest of your days, every moment that you're alive, for the rest of your day, you're going to have inner peace. You're going to feel peaceful inside. I'm just saying, just take your choice. It's like, and almost everybody, when you really think about it, says, all I really want is peace. I just want to feel good. I just want to feel happy. I want to feel joyful. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel loved. And you can have all of that. This whole idea that I can't do that unless I manifest some stuff. And it's not like the stuff that, even Aladdin's gold, the gold isn't what makes what makes the miser, I shouldn't say Aladdin, but the miser happy. It isn't the gold. It's the outpouring of love that he has for the gold. And all you have to do is learn to develop that outpouring of love for everything and everyone and everything that encounters, and just set your intentions that way. And align yourself that way, and know that you deserve it, and that you are connected to God. You are a piece of God, and the manifestations just begin to, whatever, they'll show up in the amount that you're needed, and the rest of it you'll just give it away, which is what I do. I just have so much just shows up for me these days, and I just have so much fun just giving it away. I just did something yesterday that, I guess I can tell everyone. My producer for my PBS show, her name is Nikki. She's produced all 11 of my public television specials, and she's just, we go back and forth since 1998. And she sent me a message the other day that she was on the Massachusetts Turnpike someplace, and her car broke down, and it broke apart, and this isn't working, and she had to be towed, and it was like it's got 95,000 miles on it, and it's an old Ford Focus, and blah, 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 and all of this stuff. And I wrote her back, I said, what are you driving and why? And she told me what she was driving, and I said, you know what, you've been my producer for the last 15 years for 11 PBS television stations. We've raised almost $250 million for public television. And I said, and it's brought me so much recognition and fame. I want you to go out and pick out the car that you want, and I will take care of it for you. That's my gift for you. It's the gift on the day of my mother's 1-year anniversary of her passing. So today there was a picture of Nikki with a beautiful red car with a moon roof that she's never had before in her life. She's never had a new car in her life. And that's what happens when, and the guy you're talking to right now is a guy who came out of an orphanage on the east side of Detroit, and had to deliver newspapers to be able to feed himself when he was a young boy and so on. And because I've always had this knowing inside, it comes to me in such amounts that I can do things like that, and I can just send off the money to buy someone a new automobile, just out of a sense of love and giving. I don't know, I didn't know I was going to tell that this morning, but I did, so I hope Nikki doesn't mind. And that's all I have to give away, what I have inside. And it's like, if you can just remember, because when you say I am fine, the I am isn't I can sit here right now and say I am fine, yet I got a pain in my neck, It's like, but I realize as I'm sitting here that I'm just the observer to that pain. So I just sit here and I just watch it and I just notice it. And who I am is not that pain in my neck. Who I am is this invisible, divine, infinite intelligence that is deathless and birthless. It's infinite. Because go inside me and try to find Wayne Dyer, and the one that is doing the speaking, and there's nothing in there like that. There's just a bunch of rivers of arteries and bones and things that are all physical. But who I am as doing the speaking is absolutely fine, even if my body isn't, even if my kids might be having difficulty in Amsterdam and I'm worried about that or whatever. But still, who I am is fine, because I am is the name of God, and that's the name God gave to Moses and said, that is my name for all future generations. That is my name. My name is I am. You tell the Pharaoh that I am has sent you. And when you say I am, you want it to follow with something that's aligned with love, with God. I'm sure you've read Anita's book, and one of the things that she says, and I was talking to my daughters about this last night, is that her belief is that fear is the cause of cancer, that we live in so much fear. And not the fear of cancer itself, but the constant fear that we live under. I'm fearing I'm not good enough. I feel I might fail. Fear that somebody isn't going to like me. It's like fear I'm going to get a ticket. Fear I'm not going to have enough money. Let go of the fear.